Knock the door down.
1, 2, 3.
Catch him!
Everybody get back! Let's go, boy! Everybody get back!
Detective, there's a situation that demands the best of the best.
Brick mansions. It's so dangerous we built a wall around it. No one gets in. Now their leader's got the mayor and half the city hostage.
I say we start the bidding at 30 million.
Think you can handle it?
The handle needs handling. You have no intel inside?
We've got someone who knows brick mansions.
The convict is my partner?
I got a plan to get us in.
Us?
First chance you get, what are you gonna do? Put a bullet in the back of my head. He could have killed you already.
This is gonna be a lot of fun.
Turn down for what?
What you doing here?
Let's go!
Who taught you how to fight?
Who taught you how to speak English?
So what, you the new sheriff in town?
It's gotta make you a little bit anxious.
Oh, this is a really bad idea.
Don't shoot my car! Elevator, let's go now!
This is better than the stairs.
Yeah.
Got the plan? Kick his ass, don't get squashed.
Alright, let's get on it. Go, Gogs.
Welcome to Move the Podcast. That's right, Move the Podcast. It is week 2 of Wu Lai. And first of all, shout out to you, God. I missed you in my Wu-Tang name check last week. And by association, Capadonna. And we watched this week a movie that I didn't figure out till after the fact. It's just literally a remake of B-13.
I don't know how you didn't figure it out immediately.
Oh, I was just like, I watched it and go, this guy has one idea. I also didn't remember the plot of B-13 to be 100% honest with you. I just remembered a lot of jumpities.
Yeah.
And it was all in French, so who knows? And who cares? But anyway, we watched Gerard Depardieu. We watched Brick Mansions starring Paul Walker and, more importantly, starring the RZA and the inventor of parkour, Bob Smith or whatever his name is.
It was a co-inventor. Remember, it was two guys.
Two guys invented parkour?
Yeah, the one guy, I don't know his name either, but do you remember the scene in the first Daniel Craig James Bond where it's like that wild fucking parkour scene?
Oh, no, like running like across like cranes.
Was that in
shit?
Quantum of Solace?
No, that was Casino Royale.
Casino Royale.
That's how it opened.
You know what I'm talking about? Like that wild, like that guy that's chasing him, that's doing all the parkour. That's the other guy that like co-created parkour. Basically.
Oh, okay. So the white guy gets all the credit.
I mean, I don't know if he gets all the...
in your eyes.
In your eyes, yeah.
Well, I mean, the internet says he invented parkour. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, he did. The internet's just whitewashing out the other guy.
Well, take it up with Wikipedia. Don't take it up with me.
But anyway, yeah. So, Brick Mansions, one of the worst titles we've come across.
Take a drink every time somebody says Brick Mansions, by the way.
Well, yeah, it's a proper noun.
It's awful. It's a terrible name. It's awful. The movie's awful too. How about that?
Yeah, it's not. It's not good.
More about that later. What'd you all watch this week? Sean, you're still watching basketball, I assume.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
That's okay.
Alec.
I watched a couple of things.
Cool.
I gotta find my podcast list. I watched The Mighty Ducks 2. D2, The Mighty Ducks.
Is that the one where they fight Iceland?
Yup, that movie fucking slaps.
Shots.
Do you want some ice cream, coach?
Yeah.
I always think about that.
Eating ice cream with the enemy. That movie fucking slaps. I I love the first two Mighty Ducks movies. I haven't seen the third one in a long time. I'm pretty sure it sucks.
I remember as a kid not liking the third one.
I don't think I ever saw 3.
Isn't that one just
The third
like
one-
D3?
Well, D2 is the second one.
The third one, they go to like a prep school or something, or like a private school.
So in the hierarchy of things, a private school is more dominant at hockey than an entire nation made of ice.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, Greenland
Iceland-
is covered in
yeah.
ice, and Iceland is very nice.
Oh, well, they should have. Oh, that's their first mistake. They needed more ice.
You should remember that from the movie. That's like I remember like every fucking line in this movie watching it. I was like, oh, I still have this movie almost memorized. But it slaps, and I just realized yesterday that the speed skater from Miami, the Latino kid, is also Benny from The Sandlot.
Oh shit!
No shit. Yeah.
And then after the third Mighty Ducks movie, I'm pretty sure he just stopped acting. He decided he didn't want to act anymore and stopped.
Yeah, he's like a fireman or something now. I think I remember seeing that from like a Where Are They Now for The Sandlot.
Good for him, doing a job that actually matters instead of being an actor.
Have you watched the show, Alec?
The show.
The Mighty,
Mighty
Ducks
Ducks
show.
Oh yeah, it's not very good.
Okay.
The first episode was good, and it got me pumped up because I was like, oh, it's kind of like a more kid friendly like Cobra Kai. Like it got really dumb. And there's one other episode that's good that brings back a bunch of the original Mighty Ducks, and they show up in it. Especially the fucking what's that guy's name? Who was Foggy and
Oh yeah.
Fulton something. Fulton.
that
Whatever.
guy's a fucking monster.
Fulton was his name in Mighty Ducks, actually.
Yeah,
what was his
Fulton
real name?
Reed and Mighty Ducks. I can't remember his real name.
Eldon Henson. I'm looking it up.
Anything else? Hal?
Oh yeah, I watched a movie
A movie.
about the city of Detroit where a neighborhood gets like cordoned off from the rest of the
That's Brick Mansions.
city. No,
It was-
it's called RoboCop.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
The beginning of this movie is very RoboCop.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen RoboCop. RoboCop
Really?
slaps.
What?
Really?
You never
Really?
seen
You've never
it?
seen RoboCop? I was hoping you were going to drop Detroit 9000 on us, but this is good too.
But you
No,
like
RoboCop's
right?
great. That movie's awesome.
RoboCop
Yeah, that was
yeah.
a fucking amazing movie.
movie is like one of the best
Yes.
80s movies, period. I love that movie.
Yeah, it is so good. It
Like
is
RoboCop's
so
like
fucking violent. It's
Oh
great.
my god, yeah, absolutely. Well, I think where did you watch it? Because I think most of the streamings now show the like unrated / X-rated version that you couldn't watch for a long time.
Actually, Stacy rented it from like the library. They have like
Oh,
the,
no
oh my
shit.
god.
the Baltimore City Library has some like movie app. It's called Canopy
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
that they partner with, and you can just like download stuff from the library on Canopy to watch.
Oh,
And that's
pretty
where she
sweet.
found it, and we watched that.
Nice.
It has
Yeah.
all the like Criterion movies on it, I
Oh,
think.
that's why.
Oh,
then you
that's awesome.
Then you watch the good version because, like, I was gonna say, the like uncut X-rated version. The only way you could watch it for years was the Criterion version that they put out on Laserdisc. They didn't even put that shit out on DVD. It was like never got released on DVD. I don't think because then
Like-
the rights reverted back or whatever.
Like RoboCop was good because it walked the line between being like almost like Starship Troopers level satirical and being like a semi-serious. Like it's actually got some pretty like serious like parts to it and like some gravitas. I love that movie. And then RoboCop 2 is just. Have you never seen RoboCop 2?
No.
Oh, that one.
I love RoboCop 2.
I love
It's-
RoboCop 2 also,
fucking
yeah.
terrible.
RoboCop 2 is
but I love
amazing, but
RoboCop.
it's like it takes
It's-
any seriousness from
it's-
RoboCop 1 and just launches that bitch out the window
It's
like
so
a fucking
fucking
OCP
stupid.
executive. It's like fuck this.
Yeah, there's like a little kid drug dealer,
And he's got like a
Frank Miller's in
lunchbox
it.
machine gun. Like there's a wonderful montage of them trying to make new RoboCops, and all the RoboCops kill themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
I mean, that
I
sounds amazing.
I love
It's,
RoboCop.
it's outstanding.
No, I
RoboCop
really
3
like
sucks.
RoboCop
RoboCop 3
3
sucks shit.
Trash, yeah. RoboCop 3 is
It's
really
a trash
bad.
movie for trash people. If RoboCop 3 is your favorite movie, unsubscribe from this podcast
Literally.
and life.
Who in the world would ever say their favorite movie is RoboCop 3?
Frank Miller.
I don't
Somebody.
even think he likes it, to be honest.
Some jackwagon's going to respond on Facebook. and be like, I love RoboCop 3.
No, nobody responds to the Facebook post except for Elliot.
Yeah.
Well, Elliot, I
Sometimes
hope you
Matt.
don't like RoboCop 3.
Nobody even likes the Facebook posts.
Nobody likes
The other thing I watched was do you guys have the Roku channel?
Yeah.
No.
I don't. I don't have a Roku.
It's free. Everybody's got it. Or everybody has it.
If you have a Roku.
Oh.
Well, yeah. Well, we have Roku. One TV is like a Roku Ready TV, and the one up in the bedroom we have a Roku hooked up. And they bought Quibi. If you guys remember Quibi from last year,
Yeah.
they were only around for like 2 months, but they made like these very short episodic TV shows.
Yeah, their whole goal was like the videos you watch when you're taking a shit. Like it was a weird. It's a very
Like,
strange model.
They did like a Reno reboot, and all the episodes are like 7 minutes long. And I saw a few of them, and they're pretty funny. But there's a show on there called Die Hart.
Yeah, I remember them advertising.
With Kevin Hart and John Travolta, and Kevin Hart's trying to be. It's like fictional. He's trying to be like an action star, and John Travolta's like an action star school teacher who trains people to be action stars. And it's pretty funny, and it's like 10 or 12 episodes, but each episode's like between 5 and 7 minutes.
Yeah.
So like,
so the whole thing
watching all of them is like a little shorter than like a movie.
I feel
but
like
you can also, but it also breaks it down nicely if you only want to watch a couple. It gives you nice little stopping points between each one. But I would recommend it. I thought it was pretty funny. John Travolta's fucking weird as shit in it. He's doing his like Pelham 1 2 3 voice and accent the whole time. But it's
his honky
hilarious.
blackson.
It's hilarious. He's trying so he's supposed to, I forget his name in the show, but he's like, so Jean Reno is directing a movie, and he wants Kevin Hart to be his action star.
Like Jean Reno, or Jean Reno plays a guy directing the movie.
He plays a guy.
Okay.
But he wants Kevin Hart to be the action star in his movie. So he sends him to this action star school that John Travolta runs. And he starts listing all the guys he's trained, and it's like every action star possible. And then he starts putting Kevin Hart through all like the ringer of all these like action set pieces and stuff, and like getting shot at and stabbed and stuff like that. It's pretty funny. But there's a ton of shows on the Quibi stuff. They don't call it Quibi anymore. Roku channel Roku bought the rights to it or whatever when they went out of business, I guess. And there's a show that I definitely want to watch that I bet you Sean would like. I don't think the other two of you would give a shit about. It's called Blackballed, and it's about the 2014 Clippers and all the Donald Sterling stuff in the playoffs. Yeah. And like that's gonna be the next thing I watch on there because like I can't wait to watch it. Honestly,
I don't care really if you fuck black guys, just don't bring them to the game.
Jesus Christ, I remember that story.
Yup. Real piece of shit.
Yeah.
Is he dead now? He died, didn't he?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah.
Good.
He's such a piece of shit. They made him sell the team. It was like Marge Schott.
Yeah, they made him sell the team like
Marge
playoff
Schott.
run. Like they were like, "You're done.
Marge Schott.
You're out of here."
Her $1 million N-words.
Yep. Good old Eric Davis, who got cancer later.
Yeah. He also played for
the Wolves.
I'm not sure which is worse.
Because the Cubs were playing the Reds when John McSherry, the ump, died, and she was all pissed off because they canceled the game. Remember, it was on opening day.
Mm-hmm. The old days.
That is everything that I watched. I still have your movie to watch, Sean. I still have it on
Streets
my
of Fire.
list. I just haven't had a chance yet. That's it. TJ.
I only watched one thing, and I really won't talk about it all that much because I don't think any of you saw it. So
yeah, keep it super spoiler free.
I watched Black Widow. I really enjoyed it a lot. I'll tell you, the thing I liked about it most is that it felt like self-contained, and it didn't feel like it needed to be like tied into 8,000 other movies. Like,
quick question, a quick follow-up question. Is Florence Pugh doing a Russian accent, and how good is it if she is?
Yeah, she does it through the whole movie, and it's really good. David Harbour is doing one, and he kind of loses it once in a while, but David Harbour is kind of like comic relief in the movie, so like I don't really care that his Russian accent sucks.
What was well, I meant to ask you too. What was the deal? Why is everybody all? I saw like one of those like clickbait headlines. It's like Taskmaster trending, but not for the reason you want to, or some shit.
I mean, do you really want me to tell you?
Did he have a sex scandal? Did he show his penis?
It's a spoiler.
No.
So no.
No.
And I will say that it like I don't. It's Taskmaster. Who gives a shit? Like, it's kind of dumb. There's like a twist with his character, but like, who cares? Like it's just like I didn't like it, but like it also like didn't break the movie for me. I thought the design for Taskmaster was great. The way that you know how the Marvel movies will take, you know, in the comics he just has got powers and he can duplicate anything he sees.
Yeah.
Well, in this he's got like a special like tech helmet that he like records everything and it goes directly into his brain. Like that's fun. I don't mind that.
I mean, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind. The action sequences are great. Like it felt like a James Bond movie. Like this movie really shines with its side characters. I thought that the whole Black Widow family, quote unquote, like Rachel Weisz and David Harbour, and especially Florence Pugh. Like I thought Florence Pugh like stole the movie. And I mean, obviously we know that in continuity now, Natasha's no longer around. So I assume that Florence Pugh is going to show up in other things.
Will she take up the mantle? Is that what they're gearing this up to?
I mean,
do?
she's trained. So in the movie, like, and in the comics, so like in the comics, Natasha Romanoff is not the only Black Widow. There's like a whole.
Is Florence Pugh? Is she Yelena Belova?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, there's like a whole network. Like, basically, like this isn't really a spoiler, but Ray Winstone is like the bad guy, and he's great. He plays
Jonesy.
Yeah, he plays this like Russian, like this guy that's basically like a big grandstanding Russian general who's been like behind the scenes of everything for like the last 30 years. You know, the archetype, and he basically runs the Black Widow program, and he's got like agents everywhere, and that's kind of the beginning.
Is it the whole? Do they do the whole like Red Room shit?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Yeah, that's kind of what the movie's about. The whole movie is kind of about the Red Room.
Wasn't the Jennifer Lawrence movie that was basically this?
I mean, no, because that movie's really bad.
But it was the same concept, wasn't it, though?
I mean, kind of.
Oh, like the Red Room trainings thing? Like,
yeah, the only thing that was good about that movie is they had a scene where, like, like, it was so... Like, obviously, I'm a huge pervert, so, like, I love, you know, nudity in my movies. But, like, there's a scene in that movie where, like, they're like, Jenner, if you're the toughest Russian agent, you have to take your clothes off and get fucked by this guy in front of everybody. It's like, what?
Hell yeah.
Sign me up for being a Russian agent.
Yeah, I don't mind, but anyway, yeah, I don't want to talk too much about Black Widow because there is spoilers in it. But I enjoyed it. I see a lot of people like kind of negative on it. I don't know. I don't honestly like. The other thing too is that it was just kind of nice to see a Marvel movie. I haven't seen one in a year. None of us have, so it's kind of nice to get back to it. Like I don't know. It's kind of comforting, and it's like I don't think this is gonna go down as like one of the best, but I enjoyed it, and like it's like an AC/DC song. Like the Marvel movies like have a formula, and I kind of know the formula and I enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like all AC/DC songs sound the same, but I like AC/DC songs. So I don't know. I walked away from it. I didn't hate it. You could cut it down a little bit. It's a little long, but like what Marvel movie isn't a little long these days? But it goes on about 15, 20 minutes too long.
Any stinger?
Yeah, there's a stinger. Do you want me to say?
No. Just I just want to know if I should hang around for the credits.
It ties in directly to like stuff that's happening in like Winter Soldier, Falcon. I'll put it.
So I should watch all that. Otherwise, I won't fucking get it.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you up to date on Loki?
No, I'm gonna watch that this week. Get this.
Yeah.
It's over. Right?
This Wednesday is the last one.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that this week.
One more. That shit is so fucking good.
I'm off.
Like Tom Hiddleston is a treasure.
I'm off on Friday, so I figure I'll just binge it all. But that's all I watched. I've been playing a lot of Persona 4, so been trying to get through that. It's a very long game, so. But that's it. Gogs.
I watched three things.
Two to three.
Oh, also,
2 to 3 things.
I would have watched more movies, but Gogs and I watched the Conor McGregor fight last night, which was ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we watched that.
Oh, his foot. Oh my God, his foot. No, the undercard of that show was pretty entertaining.
Everything except Wonder Boy was good.
There were some good fights in that card.
Did you see that fucking lucha backflip kick?
Yeah, the Brazilian guy. That was.
Or
that was like the guy went like Blanca. It was wild.
Or the heavy set Australian guy that beat up that guy that used to play.
The guy was just drinking out of a shoe.
The guy, that was disgusting.
He knocked out Greg Hardy.
Greg
he
Hardy,
just
used to play the Cowboys, right?
North the Panthers.
Oh, the Panthers. I think he played for both.
Yeah. It was funny because somebody put a photo up there of that guy, of him getting ready to hit him on the ground, and said that feeling when you're not fighting your girlfriend anymore.
Yeah, that's why he got kicked. That's why he got kicked out of the NFL, right? It was domestic violence. Yeah,
he got.
But then the Cowboys signed him after that.
The Cowboys don't give a shit, and their fans are all pieces of garbage.
He beat up his girlfriend and threw her onto a bed full of assault rifles.
What a piece of shit. Well, he also has horrendous tattoos and he got surprised knocked out. It was one of those he wasn't even paying attention and he got caught, and it was pretty awesome.
Very rarely have you seen that level of shit talking to that level of not delivering.
Also, the guy that beat him is doughier than fuck. He's just
Hi to Ivasa. I just want to give him a hug. He's like a fun guy.
He's like a Roy Nelson body type.
Whoa,
just
the motherfucker's Samoan. I wouldn't call him fat.
He's also got tribal tattoos on his hips, and Gogs properly said that he got spare tires tattooed on his spare tires. Guess you had to be there. Anyway, go ahead, Gogs. Sorry.
No, I watched. So other than watching all the bone-breaking action of USC,
God, he stood on his fucking ankle.
I mean, drink more milk. I guess take some fucking Ensure next time. I watched.
So gross. That was just tough to look at.
I watched I watched the first episode of Loki, so I'm trying to get into that. That first episode is really, 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 really good. I was curious. I know you guys have already been high on it, but I was really curious, and I was telling TJ this kind of last night, how they were going to snatch Loki out of basically committing genocide in the first Avengers movie and then get him to play as a hero for laughs. And I thought they did it a really clever way. I thought I liked the way they set the show up. So I'm very interested in watching the rest of that. And Tom Hiddleston and fucking Owen Wilson are just great in it. I watched. I don't think I watched this on the show with you guys previously, so I finally got to watch Saw: The Final Chapter, the one that stars Linkin Park. And
yeah, we love that. That was the best one. No, that's not the final chapter, is it? Is that what that one's called?
I believe it is.
I thought the one we liked was. No, I guess it is the final.
I think it's also Saw 3D. I think it's somehow two titles.
You're right.
Because they do a lot of stuff coming at you.
We love that movie.
I didn't see it when you guys watched it.
I
watched it solo. Yeah, it's the best Saw movie, but that's not saying a lot. It's
so good.
It's it's stupid as hell. And it took me the entire movie to realize that's the other guy from Boondock Saints that wasn't the guy from The Walking Dead. The main character is it's Sean Patrick Flannery. It's the second lead from Boondock Saints.
If you would have told me when Boondock Saints came out that Norman Reedus of those two was going to be the bigger star, I would have called you an idiot.
Yep. But lots of fun murdery bits. That guy, Costas Mandalore, I still don't understand anything he's doing. And then you got all of a sudden they bring back Cary Elwes because I guess he needs work, and I don't know. It's a mess, but it's the
impenetrable continuity of the Saw movies. It's just.
But I feel like their special effects budget for gore went down over the course of the Saw movies, because they just get cheesier and these are we're 2 steps away from rubber balloons painted beige full of blood.
Budget went down, but their production time went down, because you remember when they were coming out, they were churning them out. They were like an EA game. They come out every year. So it's as soon as one finished, they'd start production on the next one.
Yeah, it was like the Call of Duty series, but for violence porn.
I watched some YouTube video about Saw, and they were talking, I don't think they were talking about that one. I think they were talking about Saw 5. And when they started production on that, they didn't have a script. They're just like, I don't know. Like
They probably said a bunch of trap ideas, and they're like, let's just do this. And
that's
then
kind of what they said.
we'll
Like
figure it
they
out.
literally had like trap ideas they didn't use in the other ones. They're like, all right, we'll write something around that, and the guy wrote it in like 2 days.
And like Costas Mandalore, or whatever his name is like, he's like a beat cop, but he also his like engineering acumen is something else because he's coming up with like stuff that doesn't make a lick of sense.
Well,
But
fucking the biggest, even when it was what's his name, Tobin Bell's character, the guy's like dying of cancer, and like before he dies, he's like bedridden, and then it's like his like 110-pound assistant is supposedly setting all these traps. Like how exactly? Like,
I'm not even talking about the physical, like how much it weighed to do it. I'm just talking about like the how like insanely intricate they are. Like I thought Tobin Bell's character was like he was like a toy maker or a watchmaker or something, so it kind of made more sense. It wasn't that he was just some sort of whack ass cop. But why am I diving into the realities of the Saw films? Watch.
Well, yeah, like TJ said, his assistant was like 110-pound little woman, and she's like dragging like 300-pound guys into these traps.
Yeah,
she's like dangling them from the ceiling.
She's hanging like dead pig carcasses like 200 feet in the air.
Well, if you get enough winches and pulleys, I'll draw you a picture later, but you can do a lot.
That'd be a fun premise for a horror movie. We make a realistic Saw where the guy
he's just gassed in the first 10 minutes.
He gets caught immediately because he can't fucking actually set this shit up. He's like, hold on, I got it.
The whole trap, here it is. This is a brilliant idea. I love it. The whole trap's sitting right there, but he can't get him into it, so he just beats him to death with a hammer and just gets real frustrated and leaves. He's like, it would have been cool, but I didn't do cardio. And then I watched Demolition Man. Movie bangs.
Did we watch that on the show?
Yeah.
Man, you watched a couple of. Yeah, you missed that one too.
I think I missed that one too. Like
I'm sure you've seen it before.
Oh, I've seen that movie before, but I was like, does this hold up?
That's a fun
spoiler
movie.
alert. Yeah, it holds up.
Yeah.
Maybe Wesley Snipes.
Especially Wesley Snipes' weird, like, out of nowhere racism.
I think it's his best movie, and like I love that whatever the director had Wesley Snipes monologuing, they just had people scratching a record in the background for some reason. I love it's like a libertarian's like nightmare. It's like this is what the future liberals want. Like it's so much, and like the things I could do without is the 10 feet of rope they give Dennis Leary to do his stand up for 30 seconds.
That was really a product of its time though when it came out. Did you all know? It's funny you watch this movie because I just watched this. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube about like forgotten video games. Did you all know that they made a Demolition Man video game for 3DO? That like they actually got Stallone to do like mocap and like cutscenes for. Like they got Stallone to do the fucking like cutscenes in this shitty game nobody played. It's fucking
like what?
I know there was an SNES game and a Genesis game.
No, there's a 3DO game, and it's like the half of the game is like a crappy like on rails shooter, and then it's interspersed with these terrible like boss fights that are like what do you call that? Digitized actors, like, but it looks like it goes from like a Lethal Enforcers type game to a Mortal Kombat game in the boss fights. It's like awful.
What a colossal waste of money the entire 3DO project was.
Yeah, they said. So I remember because my stepdad had one. They said that with inflation, like if you were to buy a 3DO nowadays when it came out, it was $1,200 in today's money.
Oh my god!
$700 back then, but it was with inflation, that's $1,200 our money now. It's crazy.
Yeah, Demolition Man slaps is that back to back Rob Schneider Stallone team up that you've always dreamed of. And I love that you've got Demolition Man. He's wearing. I feel like he just took costume ideas from this and then made 2 separate movies. He's like, all right, I'm going to take the uniform and I'm going to go make Judge Dredd. But this beret, we're going to keep this around and we're going to make a lot of movies based on this beret. And that is how we came up with The Expendables.
Oh, yeah, he's got the beret in The Expendables.
Yeah,
right.
He's just tricked out. But that movie, fucking Demolition Man is...
Wesley Snipes is a ton of fun in that.
It's his best movie. Name a better Wesley Snipes movie.
I mean, Blade.
No, incorrect. A better Wesley Snipes performance. Even a better movie.
Tu
Okay.
Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie.
He was
Newmar.
really good in Tu Wong Fu.
I'm gonna say King of New York is a better Wesley Snipes performance, but just barely.
Guys,
Just
did you know that in Europe, did you already know this in Demolition Man? In Europe, they had to change Taco Bell to Pizza Hut because they didn't have Taco Bell there at the time.
Is that right? I didn't know.
Well, that's I would. You know what? I want the prequel. I want the prequel where Taco Bell won the food wars.
The franchise wars.
Yeah, I want to know what. I want to know how that. I want that, and I want the Butlerian Jihad. Those are the two
You should
sequels
read.
I want.
You should read Martha Washington Goes to War by Frank Miller.
Hell yeah.
There's literally like a McDonald's like PMC in that, and it's not subtle at all. So it's that's a really
Dave Gibbons art. Yeah,
it's real. I have the omnibus or whatever. I'll let you borrow it sometime. It's really good. It's like peak Frank Miller at his like really like cynical, like satirical self. It's great.
I would very much enjoy that. There was one little thing I want to bring up about Demolition Man because I found it fascinating after I watched it. The guy who directed it, I thought it was a well-directed movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. But the director took like reverse trajectory of every other director. He did Demolition Man. This is the first thing he ever directed. Then in 1997, he directed this movie called Excess Baggage with Alicia Silverstone and I think
I feel like I've seen that.
and Benicio del Toro.
Yeah,
right?
I have seen that.
And
movie.
then he did 8 episodes of TV and then a series of shorts, and then that was it. He was done by 2012. Like he just went
He didn't get
other
work
way.
after Demolition Man because that was a huge hit.
Great. Like I was like this. I would put it up there with like your Total Recalls and your other films of that era. Like it was like a ton of fun. It was very over the top. It was, the action was a lot. The action was a lot of fun. And that might be the hottest Sandra Bullock's ever been. I'll throw that out there
hard
too.
to agree.
I've never been a fan of her.
I mean, in a heads up between her and the woman that's not Sandra Bullock, which I just realize is all other women in the world, but Marissa Tomei.
Oh, Marissa Tomei. Get out of
Marissa
here.
Tomei
Of
takes
course.
every day of the week.
That's
but,
not even like. How is that even? I don't even think that's.
I feel like
comparable.
they feel the same. They're the same position player.
Honestly,
like
I don't get that link that you're drawing.
Yeah, I don't either. They both have dark hair.
They're both
Gogs,
women.
Gogs, remember, Gogs is into blonde hair supremacy, so all brunettes are just like the same.
No, but they both feel like that America's sweetheart level of
I mean, if you want to say Sandra Bullock versus like a Meg Ryan in her prime, I think that's a more
okay. That's probably more okay. Well, maybe it's because they both have dark hair.
Didn't we find out that Gods wasn't into Meg Ryan?
Yeah, I think that was. I know that's also true. I'm not.
Is that
into
one
Meg
true?
Ryan.
I didn't know that.
And I'm not into what's her name, Catwoman. I'm not into her either.
Catwoman? Who?
Original
Michelle
Catwoman.
Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
No, I know.
Who's in Fear City? Is that Meg Ryan?
No, that was married to Anthony
Melanie Griffith.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
god, she was in Fear
He was
City.
also not into her.
That was nuts.
Remember
what's up with
Milk Money when a kid tries to hire her as a prostitute?
Yes, it's a good movie. Oh man, I want to rewatch Fear City, the movie about the naked karate serial killer. What a fucking movie that was!
Wait, did I see Fear City?
We
Yeah.
did an episode on it. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, because I think we were all like floored that you were not into her because of your predilections.
I'm not gonna lie, present Gogs is kind of surprised that past Gogs had that take.
Especially in that movie, she looked fantastic. Anything else, guys?
That would be it for me.
All right, get in. You wrote a synopsis for us.
Yeah, I actually stopped 15 minutes in the movie. I was like, this is worthy of pen and paper, so I went and I got pen and paper. So here we go. Brick Mansions, starring Paul Walker and the RZA and David Bell.
This was his last film, right, Paul Walker?
It wasn't one of the Furious movies. I thought.
No, but I don't think he was actually in any. Like they CGI'd him in that last Fast and the Furious.
When did Paul Walker pass away? Paul Walker passed away in 2013. Yeah, this is a 2014 movie. This is the last one, I guess.
This was the last movie he fully completed.
Yeah,
because he, like TJ said, they finished the Fast and Furious with body doubles from his brothers and CGI and voiceovers from other movies.
They couldn't have just used like a burnt chair to body double him.
Well, this isn't the Republican National Convention, so Yeah, way to go out on this movie. All right, so
this movie. Oh my god, man!
I think before you get into
it,
I think we were talking about it in the text. I wasn't super familiar with Paul Walker as an actor, so I had no idea he was this bad.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think what the best Paul Walker performance is. It Varsity Blues? Is it?
Oh, Varsity Blues.
But he's not really his movie.
That's the best Paul Walker movie, but it's not his movie.
That's
the best. I would say that's the best movie he's been in.
What's the one with him and Steve Zahn and Lily Sobieski? Joyride?
Is that any good? I've never seen it.
Sucks.
Okay, then it's not that. Then
what's the one Sean was talking about?
Running Scared with him and
is that any good?
Vila Farminga.
I remember people used to tell me that was good. I never saw it.
It ends with like a hockey shootout
I don't know,
for
man.
death.
Those Fast Five is a fucking blast.
Fast Five is a ton of fun. What's the last one he was? Was he in 6?
Actually, he was in 6. 7's the one where he died.
I forget what the plot of 6
was. He was in 5 and 6.
Man, what a terrible.
5 is the first.
His filmography.
Yeah.
5's the one in Brazil where that's the first one The Rock shows up in. 5 is bonkers.
Yeah.
He was in something in 2013 called Pawn Shop Chronicles, and he played a character named Raw Dog.
He was probably an undercover cop, if I had to guess.
This is a fucking filmography. He was in another movie in 2013 called Vehicle 19. Takers.
Oh, Takers.
I remember. Isn't Takers like no? That's Clockers. There's like a
Takers is the one with Anakin Skywalker and like some other.
Oh, that is that movie. Yeah, with like a really bad like photoshopped movie poster. I remember that. The Lazarus Project. I don't know what the hell.
Dude, the cast for Pawn Shop Chronicles is insane.
He's in a gangster movie with Lawrence Fishburne called Bobby Z.
Oh, I take it back. The best movie he's been in is Pleasantville.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Flags of Our Fathers, 8 Below, Into the Blue, Timeline. Like this is just awful. Oh, he's in She's All That. I can't lie. I like that movie. There you go. That's the one for me.
There we go. Paul Walker, Brick Mansions.
I have a very big celebrity crush on Rachel Lee Cook, who's in that movie. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, she's good looking.
Yeah, She's all that was the one where it's like Rachel Lee Cook was wearing overalls and
a ponytail.
Yeah, it's like look at this ugly bitch.
It was the inspiration for
Not Another Teen Movie.
Yeah, maybe the best. Well, I guess no, not the best. One of the best spoof movies ever made.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually
tremendous.
Yeah. Well, it was good because it was made by those guys, and it actually was like a real movie that had jokes, not just like references. Like
it was like that and Scary Movie were two of the better ones of that era.
The original, yeah. Anyway,
but yeah, that fucking Pawn Shop Chronicles movie. Paul Walker, Norman Reedus, Brendan Fraser, Elijah Wood, Matt Dillon, Vincent D'Onofrio. Like, what is going on? Thomas Jane.
Has anybody seen the new Brendan Fraser movie, the Soderbergh one that's on HBO?
Oh, no. He's in that. The one with
Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
Oh, that looked pretty good. It's him and Benicio del Toro, right? I think.
I believe so.
No Sudden Move? Is that it?
I need to watch that. It. The trailer looked really good. Also, Julia Fox is in it, so I think she'll probably get naked.
Oh, I'm into that. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's enough talking about not this, so let's just get through
this. Movie sucks, so that's why we're really stretching for time.
There's a fucking shocking amount of CGI buildings in this credit.
Yeah.
Yes.
What year, real quick, I wasn't paying this much attention. What year was this supposed to take place in?
A day not far from tomorrow. I don't think they ever said.
I don't think they specifically called out a year.
But
it wasn't like decades. It wasn't.
I think in the original in the future. If I remember.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna watch. I would like to watch B-13 again. I guess.
B-13 was fun as hell.
I remember it being fun. I haven't watched it in a long time. But anyway, and I did so. Frame the synopsis around the idea that at this point, Past Gogs has not realized that this is supposed to be a shot-for-shot remake of B-13. Oh no, this looks bad.
It is certainly not a shot-for-shot remake. They changed the way the story is told. I remember that much.
Not really. No, the girlfriend's the same name. The bomb plot's the same name. The name of the fucking cop is the same. K2 is the same.
I've never seen
Bob
the
Platt's
original.
the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the editing as bad in the original? As
No,
it
it's
is
much
in
better.
this?
No, it's
much
Okay.
better. Luc Besson knows what he's doing when he's not trying to make old men sex up young ladies. Let's see here. Oh, look, the setting for B-13 is here. So we learned. Okay. If this
So
mayor
you
was...
did know it right away. How did you?
No. I was like, the setting is here. I was like, this guy's got one idea. Like, this is all we're doing. We're walling off a ghetto, and then we're just going to put jumps in it.
Oh, so you thought this might have been like a Desperado El Mariachi situation where he
No, I
kind
thought
of-
this was just like the guy has one plan. Like he's got
Okay.
like I can make a movie about a walled off city where people jump in it. It's like, okay, well I guess that's his bit. Like we all have our strengths, and that would be his.
Also-
I didn't realize his strength was
also,
making a worse version
So it's
of
like-
the movie he already made.
Just for the
Like,
sake of accuracy. Go ahead, Alex. Sorry. Go ahead, Alex. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was gonna say it's like Mark Millar. He has the same. Mark Millar has the same idea about villains winning over and over and over.
right.
He just reframes it in different like universes and with different characters.
That's it. That's
Mark
why I
Millar
just figured this
sucks.
guy
He
just.
used to be good.
I figured this guy just had this.
He came back. His stuff now is his stuff over the last like probably 10 years now has been very good. So the guy that directed B-13 is named Pierre Morel, and he directed some decent stuff. He directed The First Taken. He directed From Paris with Love.
Hell yeah.
Ah! Oh God, you remember that movie? You talking about fucking movie the podcast?
I
classic.
think only me and you did that.
I missed
movie.
that one.
Oh
I know,
God.
Paris with Love.
Alec, you weren't there for that, where you were John
No.
Travolta's a jive-talking Mossad agent.
Yeah.
No, I was there when he was a jive talking train terrorist.
Wasn't Paris from Love like? Was it like a weird sequel or a universe sequel to something? Like it was part. Like,
No,
wasn't it continue? Okay, fuck it then. Here we
it
go.
just sucked.
All
Yeah,
right.
my girl was a no bullshit ass model. You remember
Yes, it was amazing.
that? Anyway,
All right.
Sorry. We're at the credits.
Yeah, we're credits.
Can
now,
you tell
now
how much we hate this movie, or we refuse to talk about it?
if this if this mayor was any more arch, he would be in the middle of Paris. And I have to believe that I can't believe that everyone sat through a presentation with full champagne.
Wait, was that a fucking Arc de
Arc de
Triomphe?
Yeah.
Right.
I like it.
And I can't believe everyone sat through a full presentation with champagne flutes and who paid for this city model. Gentlemen to Evil.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. That's exactly the way I thought of that scene. It was like Mr. Black.
Monsieur. This is what happens when you put all of your skill points in dexterity. Let's see. This guy just climbed a brick wall next to an actual ladder. Like there was a whole scene where I didn't make it. Brick Mansion sounds like a Lego real estate show. Oh no, the RZA is the best actor in this thing.
Okay, pause real quick. He legitimately is really good in this movie. He's like the
Yeah,
best part of the movie.
He's fantastic. The only thing I can't understand is if he's trying to do an accent and
He says
failing,
tings
or
a couple times.
it like fades in and out.
He doesn't know what he just says tings. It's weird.
He's good though.
Well,
He's very good.
Well, he also says "bomba clot" at some point in this movie too. So.
He does say bumbleclot.
I was looking at my phone a lot during this, so I'm gonna miss
I watched it on my phone, so I didn't have the option of looking at it on
Like
looking at my
whenever
phone.
he does a line delivery, all I could think of is that scene in fucking Pop Star where he's like, "The bigger they are, the harder they fall." Ask any coconut.
All right. Okay, Paul Walker showed up, and oh my God, the RZA is the best actor in this thing. Thankfully, the catfish in this drug lab are distracting everyone from noticing my gigantic Dick Tracy beacon watch. So you're telling me you're a drug lord who spent $500,000 on business school and you drive a Chrysler 300? Paul Walker's action sequences require a lot more cuts than this French guy's, and that's what I call breakneck speed.
Man just died.
Now, this is before I knew what the plot was, when he's looking at his wall of whatever. Okay, only one more criminal to kill to avenge my dead dad. I just put that together, and then sure enough. How do you plan to get out of here? You see that big white gate over there? I'm going to drive up to it and drive through it. Oh fuck! I might have been right about his dead dad.
Why don't we consider that gate off limits?
Let's walk through a quick filter montage. Hey, lady, where are your kids from exactly? Also, please feel free to admire my collection of buffalo heads until your boyfriend gets here. And holy shit, that was fast. This is an incredibly well-stocked crime factory, however, violates code by lacking a second mean of egress. Am I to believe that this guy punched the door so hard that the lights flickered? So you're saying you have a Lamborghini, a Porsche, a Corvette, but a 2014 Mustang is your baby for stunt and insurance purposes? So you would not take a clean shot of the back of this dude walking through the crime factory, but you will unload a truck-mounted 50 cal at your boss's favorite car that coincidentally also contains your boss. Like, that driving montage scene just doesn't take for sense. Why would you ever get... There's a lot of driving in a movie that's supposed to be a lot about jumping and kicking. Like, what motivation do the police and military have not just to blow all of these people away, or is this just regular-ass corruption? Oh, it turns out it's just regular-ass corruption.
Yeah. Just
oh my God! Did he just decapitate a guy? That's what I call breakneck need. That's a callback. These are jokes, people. I don't understand any of the dynamics in play here. Oh, and now the plot from Escape from LA has decided to come to play, which I guess is also the plot of B-13.
It's also the plot of the Luc Besson produced film Lockdown, which he got sued for.
Oh, there's a bomb in a city that had to be retrieved?
No, Lockdown was the space. It was like
space prison.
We watched that a million years ago.
Oh yeah.
It had Guy Pearce in it, and it was like a space prison. Yeah. But he got sued. It's one of those lawsuits that I never will understand because, I mean, this movie again. It's like people rip off movie ideas all the time. Why is that one the one where they're like, "No, that's too much like this"? Like
that's the one I wouldn't have. I gotta watch that again. I would have thought that that's not the movie he would have gotten sued for.
It's really not. I mean, it's not good, but like I don't understand.
Maybe it was a lifetime achievement lawsuit. They just had to go to him for something. What year does this take place in exactly? Because I'm very confused based on the years of the cars and the tech and whatnot. Why does Paul Walker have to be undercover for this part of the mission? This all seems very convoluted. For a guy who hates dead cops, Paul Walker just killed 2 cops. It's not even that nice of a van. There's no need for all of this violence. Holy shit, the hidden smuggling route to get into the ghetto was behind 12 2x4s, literally 23 feet away from a military checkpoint, and why is any of this necessary? This movie would be 10 times better with an R rating, and I guess you can say the N-word as much as you want in a PG-13 film, which is something I didn't know was a thing. You don't belong here, says the French acrobat in the middle of a Detroit housing project nightmare. Message, I guess, because now the Riz is, I guess, making social justice points. At what point will we find out that either A, this bomb doesn't exist, or B, this bomb is going to wipe out this place so the mayor can develop new condos? And either way, why? Assemble all the mini-bosses. The protagonists are here in my kitchen headquarters. More message. RZA is legitimately the best actor in this film. This rocket also seems completely unnecessary. Cash rules everything around the callback, which I appreciate. Raza and Lola can both get it.
Call back to reality.
Yeah, it's a reality callback. Once again, what year is this where a Happy Meal has tripled in price? I don't understand this movie at all. Like, why don't we just kill everybody? What is a Hawaiian bank account? Is Hawaii not a state anymore? They do this for a minute too.
What was that? Yeah, like
I think. Well, I think it's very quickly mentioned in the beginning of the movie that Brick Mansions is now like a rogue nation state, where he's like, "Oh yeah, we got our own borders now," and they're talking about how the exponential price raise of heroin.
But then, like, any state's bank would be like a foreign bank. Like,
I think they chose Hawaii because of the time zone for plot reasons.
They do later on. They do something they do in movies a lot that I always think is fucking hilarious. Their bank account is getting drained, and like he's on the website, and in real time, the numbers are going down. It's like that's not how like internet sites work.
Like, you gotta refresh that shit. Baby.
Yeah.
It's like all of the all of the computering in this movie is suspect.
Oh,
just
yeah,
in
yeah.
general.
I'm sorry we can't pay the ransom. The city is broke. We spent all our money on building models and champagne. Why are the feds not picking up the tab here? Am I to believe that this is Detroit's neutron bomb? Wait, why is the guard that is here can hear all the things they're whispering about, and if he hears that there's no money, why is he just standing there like an idiot? All of just seems so extra. So the RZA is a good guy or a bad guy? Question mark. What are the rules of engagement in this insane universe? Paul Walker is driving very quick and very angry. Kill them, don't kill them. What are we doing here? How do they coordinate this two-pronged brick attack? And how do they get to that sniper position so fast? And is this in the Fast and the Furious dimension where physics are more of a suggestion than a rule?
Well, is this the same scene where the sniper inexplicably has a kill shot on both of them and misses and then can't reload his gun?
This is the scene where they're running at each other around the corners of the building. They each have a brick, presumably from the mansions, and they, over the cacophony of everything that's happening, they scream now. They throw their bricks at the other cars. They jump up. They land on the hoods, and then that's the kill shot. And then the guy blinks or wipes his eye, and next thing you know, fucking Paul Walker bamps right next to him.
I assumed that this sniper was when you play Call of Duty, and somebody inevitably has to be a sniper class, but they're terrible at it.
Oh,
but they just think it's cool being a sniper. And you're just like, hey, Steve, pick a different class, man. He's like, no, I'm a fucking sniper.
This scene is where the movie,
terrible.
the editing was poor up until the scene, and then it becomes totally unreadable. There's a part where they get in and out of the Mustang where they reverse the angle, and it looks like it's taking place at two different times.
It's bad.
Yeah.
This movie's poorly constructed.
We haven't really said it in the synopsis, but the thing I think the biggest crime against this movie is there's a lot of cool martial arts type stuff and parkour stuff, but it's shot so bad it doesn't really look good. It just looks like shit.
Some of the parkour stuff that David Bell does actually looks good.
There's
not enough of it.
I mean, that guy's amazing. The stuff that guy does is incredible.
Especially this part of the movie, the last 20 minutes or so, smacks of a WWE production. It looks just like
absolutely.
the end of several of those movies.
Yeah, this is
the same level of acting as well. All the acting is bad in this. The supporting cast is really bad.
It's something to be put on by on WB 54.
Paul Walker's dad or something, whatever that old man is one of the worst actors.
Grandfather.
Yeah, I've never seen a worse actor than this guy. It's unbelievably how bad.
Who lives in a brick mansion?
He lives in
When he throws his cigarettes away and he looks like the fucking Six Flags guy with that goofy ass smile on his face.
Yeah, I liked it because at the end it's I gotta go home and fuck my grandpa.
I'm rotting out the last sensible days of my life in some community home, and my bitch ass grandson shows up and tells me I'm not allowed to smoke cigarettes. He can just kiss my entire asshole. I don't care how many ghetto superstars he's annihilated. I'm riding this bitch out. Anyway. What's nice is Netflix let me watch this at 1.25 speed, so I might have missed some things.
No, don't think you did.
Okay, Hawaii is literally offshore, but does that make it an offshore account for legal purposes? Question mark.
They just didn't understand what the term meant.
I guess there's anywhere on an island, guys.
Yeah,
Also,
there's a
if you're not in the contiguous
in the
states,
middle of Lake Michigan.
Yeah, right. The Upper Peninsula is an offshore account. This movie has too much plot, but also not enough plot. They really needed to lean into the parkour a ton more.
Yeah.
They hit up the giant beef pylon with the old Battle of Hoth, and that guy's totally dead because they just brained him with a cinder block. I don't care what your skull's made of.
That's he used to be a wrestler, right? That's the Kurgan, isn't it?
He's the big boy. He's the big boy
and
from.
He was in the movie with Kevin James.
Kevin J. Yeah, he was in
Becky.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think he was also. Was he also in the original B-13? Did he reprise his role?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, he punched a dog He knocked the dog out with a punch, and Becky.
That's right.
Let's see. The RZA just hotwired a guidance system only to turn into General Hummel from The Rock. Like, what in the actual fuck is going
Can we talk
on?
about how when the countdown stops and they're watching it on their super iPad, they're like, oh, apparently the guidance system is a bit shot out. Like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
I don't understand how anyone knows anything in this movie.
Also, when they shoot the controller, we're at that point, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So B-13 guy wants to save his girlfriend, and like the RZA's like knife assassin is right there, and for some reason she's just sitting on a chair, and Paul Walker's got a sniper rifle, doesn't just kill her. He's like, I want to scare her away.
I figured out why.
Okay.
This is a PG-13 movie, and no one actually gets shot.
Because I was like, what is that? Like, you could have easily gotten rid of her. And she's just later on in that scene, she tries to kill them.
Yeah, you don't want to kill her though, because she's super hot.
Yeah,
well, I get that. I definitely
also true.
Yeah, she is very hot. I don't disagree with that whatsoever.
And then also the RZA is just like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to kill all these people. It's like, okay.
Yeah,
I guess
I'm not a psycho. I'm not going to use my Wile E. Coyote bomb.
Yeah. The RZA is not a good dude, but he's supposed to not. Like, he's not a good dude, but he's supposed to be a good dude, or maybe he's not that bad a dude.
That whole weird bow they put on the Paul Walker's dad's death is like sort of not followed up on, but followed up on way too much.
Like, there's a different movie here that should have been made completely, but what are we gonna do? That neutron bomb looks suspiciously like a stereo receiver. And also, what year is this again? Because I don't know why it's got that digital, like, a clock radio countdown timer.
Yeah, right.
Because it's Russian.
Yeah. Oh, was it Russian? Did they say that?
Yeah, they mentioned it a couple times that he got it from Russia, and then when the thing doesn't go off, he goes,
"Oh, I thought the missile was Russian, but the neutron bomb was American."
Oh, well, either. I don't know.
Yeah, because like the go button on the neutron bomb says something like ox block or some nonsense in Cyrillic. But Riz is a learned man. This fight is brought to you by speed ramps and flashbacks. So this countdown was here to do what exactly? It's time for me to question my alliance to House Baratheon. Because I guess for some reason the Detroit badges have just stags all over them. I wonder why the actual army in Brick... I was wondering why the actual army that they have in Brick Mansions didn't just attack the mayor. But then they did. I will never financially recover from this. And oh my God, I don't understand any of the rules here. And oh my God, is RZA in charge now? Do the bad guys, the good guys? He's teaching the kids parkour. And oh my God, the RZA is actually running for mayor, and that's the end. Like I would love to know in what system. Well, I guess the American system, the RZA, effectively drug kingpin warlord of a weird walled-off fiefdom, is having a legitimate run for mayor, but. You know what?
Is it that different than a failed businessman, reality TV star becoming president?
No, as the words were coming out of my mouth, I realized that totally was plausible.
If anything, I would say the RZA's rise to power is more believable and probably happens all the time.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Sean?
No, the fact that like he is not held accountable for America is insane.
Well, say that again. I think we lost the middle part.
Oh, I said the fact that like the RZA is not held accountable whatsoever, and like even worried about like campaign improprieties, and that's why he gives Paul Walker that BMW. Like that's going to be the problem, not the fact that he threatened to supervillain nuke the Midwest.
Right.
He also just killed a guy like in the middle of his kitchen for not having an idea, which just doesn't seem like a good business move.
I do love how he's just, like constantly vaguely cooking like it's a Brian Azzarello comic. You know what I mean? Like,
I love it. Like that's his bit. Yeah, it made me want to buy one of those like Chinese cleavers.
Like, and then he's like, I will have time to cook my dinner or whatever.
But he fucked the meta up because Raekwon is the chef, because he cooks up marvelous shit.
Correct. There was no. I was surprised there was no other members of the Wu-Tang Clan that got involved, or in the soundtrack. The soundtrack to this movie significantly weaker than Ghost Dog soundtrack.
Oh, the soundtrack in the movie sucks. Like, it's just really. It's like everything is like cheap and like it just feels generic and cheap. They they didn't have any like. It was so like this is one of those movies that just doesn't need to exist, right? Like B-13.
No.
B-13 is a cool movie, and like there's no reason to remake it. And like you didn't even like. I don't think that any person that's like B-13 is a cult movie anyway. Like it's not like remaking something like that has like a big fan base that people are gonna be like, man, I can't wait to see what they do with this. It's like barely anybody knew what B-13 was to begin with.
I think I bought it at a comic book convention just because of like I think they had it they were showing it at one of the stands. It was just a bunch of like jumping and craziness. I was like, okay, I'll spend $5.
It would be like if they made an American remake of Attack the Block for some, you know what I mean? Just why? I feel like this movie cost $70 million.
Shut the fuck up.
How much of that was above the line?
68.9.
$70 million for what?
Yeah.
It was actual. They were using actual cocaine in the first scene.
I thought this movie would. This is a tax shelter movie. There's no fucking $70 million. This movie looks like it cost $15 million. It looks like dog shit.
Did he get a box? Wait, hold on. Hold on.
That's insane.
Wait. That's the box office. Was $68 million.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
My bad.
I don't know how much it cost.
This movie almost broke $70 million to make. How much did it cost?
Budget 28.
That's a hit.
That's a hit, baby.
Insane.
I feel like it didn't. I feel like the synopsis didn't do the actual plot justice. So we'll give a high level plot recap. Brick Mansion's a ghetto that's got like its own rules or whatever. The mayor wants to nuke it and turn it into condos. So they set up this weird situation where they left the keys to the bomb unguarded and they let a bomb get snuck into the place. And then they had to send in Paul Walker to sort of defuse it, but also ultimately die, I guess was their plan because they wanted Paul Walker to fail. Because once Paul Walker gets to it, he would plug in their zip code and then nuke the place, but then the RZA figured it out, and then they plopped it on the mayor's desk, and that's Brick Mansions, and it's not good. It'd be better with 100% more RoboCops. And also, is that sort of the plot of RoboCop 3? Like, isn't like the idea to get rid of all the poor people?
Yeah.
It's
RoboCop 3
partially
sucks.
the plot from RoboCop 1, minus the RoboCops.
Yeah, there's also a samurai in RoboCop 3 for some reason.
And a jetpack.
Yeah, the jetpack. Brick Mansions sucks. If
it was an R movie, would it be better?
Yes.
I don't know, man. Like, it's still like it's hard to watch sometimes. Like, just the fucking the night. You can tell that the guy directed Taken because just when they're doing like normal shit.
No. This isn't the guy that. This is some other guy. The guy that directed the original directed Taken. Gotcha. The guy that directed B-13. This guy. Let me look. Go ahead. Keep talking.
No, that was it. It's just like the amount of cuts in like just regular ass scenes is insane. Like this movie.
There's so many cuts.
If this movie was directed by like Chad Stahelski or something, like maybe it would be good because they just have the camera sitting still and watching the guy do all his cool flippy shit. But like they lessen how amazing some of these like stunts are by cutting so many times. You know what I mean?
So this guy has directed basically nothing but garbage. He was actually the editor of Lockdown, which we were just talking about. He's in the Luc Besson camp. Like he's worked on only Luc Besson.
Oh, he's a pedophile?
Probably. Yeah, he hasn't done much. He did the Transporter Refueled, which I think was the Transporter like reboot that nobody saw. Yeah, so this guy hasn't done much. He's done some TV stuff, and he's done a lot of like production work on Luc Besson movies.
The original B-13 was an R rating, which probably helped it quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't think they have anything other than R-rated movies in France.
It's all just violence and titty over in France.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, you know that there's been a lot. There's a lobby, and go ahead. Sorry.
Even Amelie is rated R.
There's a lobby. There's a lobby that's been going on for like 40 years in France to constantly lower the age of consent.
The
Luke-
friend from my
So Luke
libertarian.
Besson has weighed his way into politics. Huh?
I was like, oh, so this must be the Luc Besson party, but no,
Yeah.
it like legitimately is a thing. Like, there's this like political lobby that's been
Well,
constantly trying
their
to.
fucking president like was in a fucking statutory relationship with his wife.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, Brick Mansion's like, I don't know how you take.
How do you make a worse version of the movie? You just like you.
Well, I feel bad because again, like I think there's talented people involved. Like I think that guy, what's his name, the parkour guy,
David Bell.
like he's fun to watch, and you made him not fun to watch. Also, all of his dialogue is overdubbed. He's like fucking. It's like watching a spaghetti western. Like they just what's that fucking movie? Masters of the Universe, what they did with Dolph Lundgren. Like everything he says is overdubbed, and if they can avoid showing his face when he talks, they cut. There's a lot of like behind the head cuts. Like there's a lot of ADR put in. It's really bad.
Honestly, I thought the whole movie was dubbed for a minute. Like it's like the whole thing seems out of sync.
Yeah, well, K2, like the first scene you're introduced to K2, he like over enunciates everything, and it's like really weird. He's like, "Oh, tell him that I told him this." Like,
That guy is the best name though.
K2?
No, his real name. Where is it? His real name is
Like Grouchy Boy or something like that.
Gouchy Boy.
Gouchy Boy?
Yeah.
He should have changed it for the pandemic. Fauci Boy.
Nice. He was a doorman in Max Payne, so he's coming up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have to do Max Payne at some point, right? Like
I
that's
can't
gotta
believe
pop
we
up.
haven't watched it
I
already.
thought we had done it.
It came
we
up. We
talked about it.
almost watched it. Yeah.
Because that trailer is fucking awesome. Like I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, that movie sucks ass.
It does.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about before you into Five Knuckle Shuffles?
Like this movie should have been better. Like it should have been. Like if you already made it once, you think making it again would make it better. But I guess not.
No.
I guess not.
I mean, it just goes to show you how important a director is, right? Like, it's just like you really do need to have some kind of like sense of how to shoot action scenes. Because if you don't, it's just 8,000 cuts and it's boring as fuck.
Like they didn't lean into it enough, right? Like they either needed to make it more serious or more insane, and instead they just sort of walked this weird line of.
I mean, go back and watch the original. The original literally is just like they literally just put the camera down and let those parkour guys do like wild shit.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of cuts. There's actually like it's kind of minimalistic, you know, in a way. And that's the way you shoot this movie. Like you just let you push for, like the plot in both movies is bad. It's stupid. But like the thing that the original has going for it is it's got a lot of cool action sequences, and you don't really think about how dumb the plot is because it's like, well, these guys are doing cool shit. I mean, the first scene in B-13, the guy that's in this movie does this fucking wild shit where he's like avoiding this guy, and you know those little like windows that some apartments have like right over top of the door? Yeah, he like goes through that, and it like looks impossible, and it's like wild as shit. And that's what you remember from the movie. Like,
yeah, it was Tony Josh shit. Like it was like dumb.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, Ong Bak is not an amazing like cinematic masterpiece, but like watching Tony Jaa do Tony Jaa shit is fucking fun.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, Five Knuckle Shuffle time. Sean.
1 for the RZA, but other than that, the movie's fucking unwatchable. Like it feels so cheap without any of the fun shit that comes along with movies that are this cheap. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like it's not like incompetent, like in a fun way. Like it's just mush. Like it's so bland. The only time I pay attention is when the RZA's on screen. If it was just a movie about his like rise to power or his fucking military junta, like maybe I'm into it because there's like cool shots where he's walking with that whole mob at the end. But there's like way too much dystopian shit going on in here that is not dealt with at all. You know what I mean? Like wait a minute, there's a rogue nation state within Michigan, but like everything else is functioning as normal, and nobody seems like all that miffed about this guy like having a nuke.
Yeah, it's really not that big a deal. Yeah.
No. And like it's like the fucking they ruin the action scenes that they have. Paul Walker, like
I don't know what the opposite of rest in peace is, but man, he sucks. Like, I'm glad he's dead. Like,
Oh, hot take.
I mean, like, he's not having a late career fucking reconnaissance or anything. This guy is fucking.
Speaking of
atrocious.
pedophiles, his girlfriend was like 17 or something, and he was
Paul
like,
Walker.
Yeah. So.
Good. Fuck him in the air, because like he is like. He may be, of all the like major kind of leads we've had, the worst. Like, not counting like those very Canadian movies we used to watch.
Oh yeah.
Like,
this felt like one of those movies, really, to be honest.
Yeah. He's
I mean,
insufferable.
He's not as bad as Charlie Hunnam.
Disagree.
Charlie Hunnam was good in that
Triple
Ben Affleck.
Frontier.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's one.
Yeah,
he was
well,
also in King Arthur.
I agree, but at least he's got one.
I'll take Charlie Hunnam's performance in King Arthur over Paul Walker's performance, I guess, in this movie, just as like acting on acting. Not like I'd rather watch this movie because it's 2 hours shorter, but it doesn't feel like it. Like, I don't know, man. Like, there is nothing to say about this movie that's good. I don't think. Alec.
Well, I feel dumb, but it's like a 7. Like,
What?
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Really? Oh my god. That's
I thought it
the
was
wild card will wild card.
Wild card stays wild.
I thought it was fun. Like, dumb fun, no doubt, but still fun. The Riz is great. I found like the chemistry between Paul Walker and Lino to be hilarious. Like, I was legitimately laughing like half the time at it, like, because they're so bad.
I mean, yeah. I mean, fair.
Like, I don't know. I thought it was it's definitely not good. Like, I know that, but I still had a fun time watching it. Yeah, I don't. I was just thinking to myself, I don't know if us watching it together would have helped
It might have.
your scores or would have hurt my score. Like, watching it, I was like, this isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. And then all your texts started coming, which we need to stop texting. We need to stop texting.
All right, we can have a rule. No group text about the movies.
Because I think that can inadvertently shade opinions before you even watch it.
Yeah, we'll just make all our group texts about Simpsons memes and fucking each other. We'll just do thirds of it.
Yeah,
it's like that meme I posted the other day where it was just like some old person because the text font was like this big and it's like, "Can I suck your dick tomorrow?" Nah.
I saw that. That was funny. Yeah, I don't know.
7. Wow. I mean, a wild card will wild card, man. I love it.
Like,
TJ.
I mean, Alec got a point. Since I've been like in exile, like I have liked movies a lot less.
Yeah. Well, again, there is something missing when we all get together and watch a movie in a lot of ways. Like, it speaks to the experience. Like, it shows you that, you know, movies are, there's a lot going into like your opinion of a movie, right? Like, it's where you are in your life. It's like where you, like, it's the company you keep. Sometimes it's like, you know, there's a lot of different factors. Anyway, you said me, right?
Yeah, you.
It's a 1 for me, dog. I felt like I was in Alec mode watching this movie, to be honest. Like, I as soon as it started, I was like on my phone. Like, I barely paid any attention to this movie. I like could not invest myself in it at all. Also, I can't even invest in my review, my score. So Paul Walker dated a 16-year-old when he was 33. So rotten hell.
Not great.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Also, you're like rich and like super famous and good looking. Like, you can't you can't pull higher than a 16-year-old, bro. Like, what the fuck? It's so weird and gross. Anyway, yeah, this movie sucks. Paul Walker sucks. The B-13 guy deserved a lot better. Like I said in the text, I wish that Paul Walker was Scott Adkins, but then again, the director probably would have just shot him doing cool shit crappy too. The Riz is really good, but like the movie is just like I could not invest myself into this movie at all. I was completely out of it, like almost immediately. And all of the side actors are so bad. Like it's like Neil Breen levels of like bad acting. Like it's just like I don't know how these like, and it's funny too because we watch a lot of fucking movies and we watch a lot of like C tier movies, so we see a lot of character actors that we see a lot of the same like the lesser character actors recycled in movies. But when you watch a movie like this and it's a lot of like character actors that are in like smaller parts that you've never seen before, it's a huge red flag because you're like, uh-oh. Like they couldn't even get those guys. Like it's rough. It's a real rough trip. And I guess it's one of the virtues of watching stuff streaming now, but I didn't realize the rating. But now that you mentioned, Gogs mentioned that it's PG-13, like a lot of the cutaways of the violence and the lack of like death really, and like I felt like the movie was like trying really hard with the Riz's like sexy assassin chick to like be a lesbian, but like it was like like kind of unbuttoning her shirt and being like, "Hey, what do we have here?" It's like
kind of like she's
but yeah, but they don't show anything, and it's just like
unfortunately,
it's like what is this?
Cut. Yeah, what are we doing here?
Anyway,
yeah, I think the only person that got shot in the whole thing was when the RZA like shot that one dude.
Yeah, and there's no blood, and you don't stick to it. It's literally just like, bam, dead. Like,
yeah, you might as well have been a Nerf gun.
The RZA got shot in the arm.
Yeah,
that's true.
But anyway, yeah, this.
But then he became mayor, so that's all spitting penalties.
The dude at the beginning, K2 stabbed a guy in the neck with a pen.
But
that's
again,
true.
Like no blood. Like you see him do it, and then it cuts away. I mean, you could. I mean, the Joker stabbed a dude with a pencil in Dark Knight, and you didn't really see anything.
But K2 is also now a good guy, technically.
Yeah, he's also a mountain. But yeah, this movie sucks, Gogs.
It's a 4.
10. It's a 10.
Yeah, it's a 10 for me. It's a 4. It's real bad, but it's not like it's almost into 5 tier. I might elevate it to a 5. It's just like it's everything you've ever seen anyone do in this movie. You've seen him do better in other movies. So like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
it's just like you took. It's like non-alcoholic beer, right? Like to what B13 probably. I want to watch B13 again because I'm worried it's gonna suck. Like it's just Paul Walker's not good at it. This guy, the French gentleman, is he's trying in another language, and thankfully, gravity's still the same on this side of the planet, so he's able to do his jump stuff. But like all of the actors are just like awful, except for the RZA. Like legitimately, like the RZA is the only one who seems like he's actually trying, and the only one who's delivering, which is fucking mind altering.
The RZA is great in this. He's really good.
He really is, though. It's not like he's just, and I don't think it's just I don't think he's good by comparison. I think he's legitimately doing well in this movie.
I wish the movie was better because he's so good in it.
Yeah, like he had some chops. It's just like they don't do enough of the parkour and dumb shit, and the rest of it's just so slapped together and just it seemed like they shot this over the course of, I don't know, a 3-day weekend. Like it was like Memorial Day. And it's like, let's just see what we can get done on camera. Like,
yeah,
it's just bad, but it's not
known French holiday Memorial Day.
Right.
They
yeah.
shot it over the weekend of Steel Day.
I know where to get some baguettes. But like, yeah, I don't hate it. I just did not care for it, and it's just I'll forget all about. On the 1-year anniversary when you get to July 11th, 2022, and you guys remember Brick Mansions, I'll go no.
Yeah, this is a movie. This is a movie in the year, and we will all forget about this movie.
It'll come up next to Wu Lai. It's like we should watch Brick Mansions. Like, where have I heard of that? Oh yeah, on this show. It's just whatever. Anyway, it's a 4. So, and to your point, I think if we were all together in the same room, I think it would probably get a net bump because we would enjoy like.
Well, we would all just be making jokes.
We'd be joning on it the whole time, right? Like, but that would be and as a result, the entire experience would seem like more fun. But I bet the score would probably. It still wouldn't we wouldn't all raise it. It wouldn't raise it significantly higher, but I think there'd be a bump. That's just
I don't disagree with that. Anyway, so y'all Gogs and Alec are on vacation next week, so we're not having a show next week. I don't think. Me and Sean might do something.
I mean, I can do something. I'm on vacation this week, but
I don't think we're gonna do like a proper episode. If we do anything, it's not gonna.
Yeah, I put in my mole hole time off request like a month ago, so it got approved in plenty of time.
Well, who's the asshole that approved 2 vacations the same week?
That was
me.
TJ.
That's like me and my actual job.
It's
I'm like, I don't care, whatever. Take off whenever. All of you take off at once, then I'll close the office. It's great. So who's got the next pick? But it'll be for ostensibly 2 weeks. Who's got another pick?
Of course, it's me and Gogs that are left.
I had a pick too. Shit, what was it?
Mine was Red Tails.
Okay, you want to go with that?
That works. There's 5 weeks in July, so we can actually get the 5th one in.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I think there's 5 Sundays. Whatever, doesn't matter. I don't care if I miss.
You're on a computer. There's a calendar right in front of you.
So are you.
But you're the one having the problem.
There's only 2 Sundays left in July. The 3rd one, then we're into August 1. So I will out of respect for the Wu-Tang Clan, skip my pick this month. Because every month is Wu-Lai.
Red Tails. Who from the Wu-Tang Clan is in Red Tails?
Method Man, apparently.
No
according to IMDb.
Oh man, that means I get to clip that George Lucas interview where he's like, on all black film? Who thought of that? My favorite fucking quote ever of like the most out of touch fucking millionaire ever.
That's when he was going fucking just ape shit, and he sold Star Wars the White Slavers. Remember this?
Yeah, I do. Also, I've watched George Lucas's movies. His concept of slavery is kind of weird. Like, oh boy. Yeah, Red Tails. All right, so that'll probably be in 2 weeks. But stay tuned to the feed because Sean and I might do something completely not related to the normal show. We might just do something wacky.
We should do one of those Evangelion movies.
That would be fun. Have you watched the whole series?
Nope.
Oh, okay, then maybe not. Well, we could watch one of the rebuilds. That could be cool.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll do something fun. All right. Well, bye everybody. Eat your own ass. And
a lot of butts.
Don't fucking fuck Paul Walker and his pedophile ass. Died too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Oh.
Bye-bye.